Hi, and welcome to the Behind the Lens podcast. On today's episode, we'll be talking about a topic called lens whacking. I first learned about lens whacking through a guy named Philip Bloom and his friend James Miller. I was reading about it on Philip Bloom's blog, and they actually did a film using lens whacking as their only technique when filming. Now, I'm going to go through what you need to successfully pull off the lens whacking effect. First, you'll need a digital SLR that's able to shoot video. I have the Nikon D7000. Next, you'll need an old lens of some kind. This, I just pulled off this old Binolta over here. Make sure this lens is a prime lens, not a zoom lens, because it works better when you're using a prime lens instead of a telephoto zoom. Another thing you want to keep in mind is the lens mount. Make sure that your lens mount is smaller than what's on your camera. So to prepare your camera to pull off the lens whacking effect, what you're going to need to do is you're going to need to take off first any accessories that you have that make the camera body larger. I have this external battery grip. I'll be taking that off. So it's just the camera body. In order to prepare your lens for lens whacking, you're going to want to set your focus to infinity. And you're also going to want to set your aperture to the highest, widest setting that your lens can go. For this lens, that's 1.4. Okay, so what you want to do is going to have your camera in one hand. You're going to place your hand with the lens underneath the camera to support it. You're going to put one finger on the lens and one finger between the lens and the actual body. What that's going to do is that's going to act as kind of your pivot to move your lens. Your other hand can go on top, and what that'll do is it's controlling how much light you let in or you leak in to behind the lens, because that's what makes the flare, the opening between the camera body and the camera lens. So I'm here in Final Cut Pro. I've got a composite, or I've got something in the timeline, and I'm wanting to add the lens whacking effect. So I have this light leak that I've shot with my camera, and what I'm going to do is I'm going to drag it down into the timeline and drag it over, and I'm going to click on it, and you're going to go to the video setting, and you're going to go into the bottom, and it's going to say compositing. You're going to change the blend mode to screen. What that did is it just put the composition over this one, and I'm also going to rotate this 180 degrees so it's coming from the other side. So that's the power of what you can do when you record your lens whacking on a black background with your lens cap. This is also possible in After Effects and any other compositing software that allows you to have blend modes. This has been the Behind the Lens podcast. I'm your host, Avery. Thanks for watching, and tune in next week when we talk about long exposure photography.